Thank you very much, Ceann Comhairle. Minister, thank you for taking this topical issue today on the urgent need for approved school building projects in Dublin Midwest to begin construction. This is something I've raised consistently in this chamber in my tenure as TD, and as you may be aware, we are facing a school places crisis in my constituency. As I said in the Dáil both this week and last week, we have school buildings waiting for the go-ahead for extensions and new builds for years now. And we have students who don't know where they're going to be going to post-primary level school in September. I'm really disappointed that no one from the Department of Education is here today, but I do appreciate that they've provided you with information in order to respond to me. My school communities, my parents, my students, my teachers and my principals are waiting on new builds and extensions, and they're fed up waiting. And honestly, I'm fed up asking for updates. It's really disappointing that in 2024, all our students don't have the same equality of access when it comes to education. And that's the reality. If you go to a school that doesn't have a PE hall or a woodwork or a home ec room, because instead of being in a new school building, your school building is languishing on a waiting list. Let's talk specifics. Lucan Community College applied for their new school building 2009. The project proceeded to tender, but 15 years later, they're still awaiting. Griffin Community College had their planning application approved in February of 2022, but the contract still hasn't been awarded. And they've been accommodated in Kishogue Community College for years, and now in prefabs too. Why do we open schools if we don't have permanent homes for them? Coláiste Pobal Fóla in Saggart is in shocking condition and awaiting its build. Holy Family Community School in Rathcoole has been waiting on a new building since I went to school there. Now, I don't want to give away my age, but that's not today or yesterday. They have over 900 pupils, and they're mostly in what were designed as temporary prefabs. For this coming academic year, they had 335 students apply, and they can only accept about 180. And that means siblings are going to be sent to different schools at this stage. Coláiste Killian in Clondalkin have been promised a Gael School campus to accommodate it, Gael School Clondalkin and Gael School na Camoga. But both Holy Family Community School and Coláiste Killian were asked to submit specialist detailed further information, which they again did in the summer, in many cases in June, but there's still no update from the department. So Minister, my question is really simple. It's what's the delay? Last year, the school building programme, as we all now know, ground to a halt. The Department of Education said it needed extra money to be able to cover the increased cost of building. An extra €960 million was found and was allocated. But nearly a year on, we haven't seen any result of that. We haven't seen any progress in my constituency. Over €41 million has been assigned to Lucan and Clondalkin alone for capital investment in schools. And as far as I can see, there's about 19 schools at stage 3 in Dublin. And 9 of them are in Dublin Midwest. Like, that's a really small area within Dublin, and it's accounting for almost 50% of school builds at stage 3. The money is there, the plans are there, the need is most certainly there. Minister, what's the delay? In Dublin Midwest, we have so many school communities in desperate need of the hope and the excitement that a new school building will bring. Why is the department not pushing forward those plans?
Minister. And I thank the Deputy for raising this matter, as it provides me with the opportunity on behalf of the Department of Education to outline to the Dáil the current position in relation to the large-scale capital building projects for Holy Family Community School Rathcoole and the Clondalkin Schools campus. The projects are included in the Department's construction programme, which will be delivered under the National Development Plan as part of Project Ireland 2040 framework. The Department's Planning and Building Unit is currently assessing its work programme and priorities for 2024 in the context of overall requirements. Holy Family Community School Rathcoole and the Clondalkin Schools campus remain a priority for delivery in line with the accommodation issues present at the schools. The tender process for both projects was undertaken and the contractor has been identified. Given the magnitude of this large-scale investment, the tender report evaluation process takes time and the Department's technical staff to adequately and appropriately analyse. The Department is very conscious of the urgency in getting these projects delivered as quickly as possible. The next steps for the projects will be the completion of the tender process and progression to stage 4 construction. I want to reassure the Deputy, the Holy Family Community School and the Clondalkin Campus School community that the school building projects will be progressed and delivered. The Department will update the school authorities when there is a further update on the progression of the major projects. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Minister, for that update. And it's really welcome news that things are going to be delivered as quickly as possible, but I'd still like to know what as quickly as possible means. What kind of a timeframe are we looking at? I'd like to take this opportunity to ensure that you and the Minister for Education and the Department are aware of the primary schools that also need new buildings and extensions in my constituency. And they're Adamstown Castle Educate Together National School, Gael School na Camoga, which has been in prefabs for 30 plus years, Gael School in Clondalkin, School Cronon, St Thomas Junior National School and School Anya Senior National School, who are together on the ADAPT programme, although I don't really know what accelerated delivery means in their instance. Divine Mercy Junior and Senior, Rathcoole Educate Together National School, and I do welcome that's gone to planning permission, Gael School Lear, St Ronan's National School, which I understand is being approved for rapid build, and I am grateful for that, and also School Muha. I can't stress enough that speeding up the tender process would genuinely transform things for people in my community. We have so many schools still at stage 3, and almost 50% of Dublin schools at stage 3 are in my constituency. And this seems to be the stage which things really do grind to a halt at, and I really think it needs to be addressed immediately if we're going to turn things around for schools like Lucan Community College, like Griffin Community College, like my own old school, Holy Family Community School, like Coláiste Pobble and Coláiste Killian. Minister, I really do ask that you work with me on this, that you help me get the results from the Department and the Minister for Education, because schools in Dublin Midwest are really starting to run out of patience. And the reality is we are running out of time for students who need places this September.
Thank you, Deputy Minister.
Deputy, under Project Ireland 2040, the Department of Education is investing well in excess of €5 billion over the period 21 to 25 to add capacity and develop and upgrade school facilities across the country for the almost 1 million students and over 100,000 staff that learn and work in our schools every day. The Department of Education has a strong track record of delivery of school building projects, and this was achieved again in 2023, notwithstanding the wider construction sector environment of high inflation, labour shortages and supply chain issues. Since 2020, the Department of Education has invested in the region of €4.3 billion in our schools throughout the country, including the completion of over 750 school building projects, with construction currently underway at approximately 300 other projects, which includes 34 new school buildings. Deputy, you certainly clearly outlined the situation in your own constituency. It sounds like one of the most pressing ones I've heard, and I've heard a few taking questions for the Minister. I don't have dates for you on them schools that are progressing at the moment, but I'll certainly take back your message to the Minister for Education.
Thank you, Minister. It appears that there's inordinate pressure in the Deputy's constituency, and information seems to be not exactly readily forthcoming, and it might be possible, Minister, to ask the Department of Education, which is doing superb work all across the country, if a briefing could be organised for the Deputy to give her some understanding from officials as to where various projects are at, if that could be done.
I'm happy to do that. I have only updates on 2 schools in my information.
But it might, if you could request that for the Deputy, it would be helpful.